Okay, we've got to talk about the mysterious structure under the Giza Plateau. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Guys, I'm just super excited about this discovery. This is amazing. This is the smoking gun for Atlantis. If true. If true. Big if true, guys. Big if true. But it is amazing. It needs to be corroborated. There was a video that was just released of this 4-hour press conference where the researchers dive into all the data or a lot of the data. I have not had time to watch it all yet. I'm still going through it. Yeah, as you can see, they talk about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, but they also go into the hard data of what they have discovered. And it's just you can see the scans and yeah. Anyway, it's great stuff. Great stuff. As far as getting a breakdown of what is in here, first let's address the criticisms or the doubts that people have, saying that the SAR technology that they're using, the satellite imagery or whatever, can't penetrate the ground to the depth that they're claiming that it is penetrating. Well, that's not what's happening. This is from Jay Anderson. Others have explained this as well, but this is the most concise version of the explanation that I've found. The claim is not that SAR is directly penetrating 2 kilometers of rock. Instead, Beyond His method proposes that SAR is detecting secondary surface deformations caused by deep mechanical resonance, not direct EM wave reflections. SAR already measures surface deformations with millimeter scale precision using interferometric techniques. I nailed that. Otherwise known as INSAR. That's how we monitor earthquake zones in volcanic inflation. If deep voids beneath the Giza Plateau are resonating, the surface could experience subtle periodic displacements detectable through SAR's phase-sensitive Doppler process. SAR doesn't need to penetrate rock directly. It just needs to detect surface effects caused by subsurface resonance. So there you go. That's a good explanation for what they're doing. Here's what these images look like. As before AI or the graphic artist get involved and come up with the fancier things. Brian Rommel. I may need some help, you guys, correcting my pronunciation on that. But he's done a lot of great work trying to break this stuff down for us. I really appreciate his work. These are some of the scans that they're seeing, where you can see these long column things going deep in the ground. Here's what the coils look like. Those intriguing coil-like features on the columns. Just amazing stuff. I think this is from Brian's website, Multiplex. Let's see, there we go. Near base chambers. Yeah, these are major subsurface features detected by the GPR radar survey. Near base chambers. There's 5 identical chamber-like structures just below the base of the Khafra pyramid, each containing multiple horizontal levels with sloping stone roofs resembling the design of the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid. These 5 units appear to be interconnected by straight geometric passageways or corridors. And we've seen those things before with the triangular arch or triangular top. Then we got the vertical well shafts. Yeah, and this actually gets really interesting. 2 enormous cube-shaped voids are situated at the lower terminus of the shaft system. Each cavity is roughly 80 meters per side, truly monumental in scale. The 8 vertical shafts converge toward these 2 cubes, presumably connecting into them. The cubic chambers are positioned side by side. Massive cubic cavities. 8 cylindrical vertical shafts arranged in 2 parallel rows beneath the chambers. These structures appear hollow, like wells, and are each surrounded by a descending spiral pathway carved into the rock. The shafts are evenly spaced and symmetrical, suggesting an intentional architectural layout. Depth extends 648 meters vertically into the earth. Yeah, but these things go really deep. And yeah, the extensive tunnels and network, horizontal extent of the tunnels and the network underground, spans 2 kilometers across, reaching under Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure pyramids. Overall layout, multi-level, surface down to 600 meters and multi-kilometer, forming a coherent complex. Talking, this is the underground city, guys. This is what they're claiming, anyway. Right? There's an underground city of interconnected tunnels and chambers deep beneath the Giza Plateau. That's what they're finding. That's what they're saying. Horizontal extent spans 2 kilometers across, reaching under Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure pyramids. There is a lot more to go over. Will the powers that be in Egypt allow this information to come out? That's a question that I have and a lot of other people have. And unfortunately, there's some disturbing indicators that they might not allow this out, at least in the near future. Funny Old World interviewed Luke Caverns talking about the anomaly under the Giza Plateau. And he's done extensive work there and around the world. And he had this to say.
In Egypt, they have a media and marketing department, and it's all planned out.
Oh,
and
100%.
he's like, it's planned 2 years out. It's all about tourism, getting people to come into Egypt. So he said, we don't want to knock too many things out at once, because if you spill all the cards at once, you only get that one influx of tourism that will come within the next year to see the new discoveries. So what he was like, there's no real delay on discoveries being made. It's delay on the release of information. And he said, so a lot of the stuff has already been done. He said some of it gets done in the middle of the night or early in the morning before anybody shows up. He said, but it's all about the marketing. And Zahi Hawass is deeply, tied into that. He makes a ton of money on, on book sales and whatever TV stuff.
Yeah, well, not surprising. Zawi has been a roadblock in this for a long time, but he and the whole apparatus there seemed geared toward marketing and tourist dollars and drip feeding us information about the pyramids so that they can keep those juicy tourist dollars going. And Luke says that we should be very sympathetic to that, and that's totally understandable. A massive part of Egypt's economy is based on tourism, and our friendly relationships with Egypt is in large part based on that. So it's understandable that they do want to keep that machine going. And because there's probably only a limited number of discoveries ultimately, they're drip feeding us this. And so even though research has been conducted and they have some results, probably some juicy stuff, they are not releasing that all at once. So that is just kind of the way it is, according to Luke's information. So would that slow down the release of the information about the anomalies under the Giza Plateau? Well, very possibly. Now, Brian Rommel is doing some exciting work with AI. He's taking the research team's original scans and using his own AI system to try to improve the images. And I think that's really exciting. He says it's early days in his own AI project. But here's a little bit of what he's been able to find. Here's one of the images, the scans from the team. And here is what he has found using his AI. He says the AI model we are training has a 71% certainty that this area has tunnels that connect to circular structures. Height is estimated to be about 25 feet, and the deviation from level is only plus or minus 2 feet. See the specimen below highlighted by the red rectangle. All right, here's the rectangle. All right, very interesting. We are working on gelling or getting better results from the spiral structure as imagined in the specimen below. The difficulty is training the data to understand it. Yeah, so that's exciting. That I love it when citizen researchers get involved in one up the original. I don't know if that's what's happening here or not, but I love that people are getting on board this stuff and beginning to do their own research and their own exploration of this really exciting material. So the way that I'm understanding it now is that the structure doesn't go 2 kilometers underground; it goes 6 or 7 hundred meters underground, which is still very, very deep, much deeper than the city in the underground city in Turkey, much, much deeper than that. But it's the extensive tunnel network that is 6 kilometers total length. So that's the underground city, or whatever we're going to call it, if this thing exists. That's the 2 kilometer figure that we've heard. But the actual depth of the structure is only 6 or 7 hundred meters only. I mean, that's still monumentally deep. That's crazy. I love it. Now, it's early days yet, so we'll see. That number is going to be subject to change, I have no doubt. But yeah, that's where I currently understand it to be. Now, will Egypt allow us to dig this place up? They don't seem to have a very tolerant policy toward digging on the Giza Plateau. In fact, that seems to be something of a no-no. Could they make an exception for a case like this? I don't know if they would or wouldn't, but we may not need them to. We really don't. All we need is some ground penetrating radar to corroborate as much of they can of this. I don't know how deep ground penetrating radar can get, but if you could just get the top of one of these shafts or one of these structures, something to corroborate what this SAR technology is visualizing, then that would go some distance toward corroborating their methodology and their research in their overall results. So there may be other methods other than excavation to corroborate some of this stuff, but I want them to dig. Or at least gain access to the shafts and the stairwells, if there are stairwells, that go down to these deep, deep subsurface chambers. What are those chambers? Is it simply functional? Are they stabilizing the weight of the pyramid? Or are we looking at, an underground city down there, the halls of Amenti, the Hall of Records, something more esoteric? Is there a library down there? Is there information down there? Is there esoteric knowledge and wisdom? Are there beings living down there? What's down there, guys? What do you think? Possibly just a bunch of rocks and sand, after all this time, but I would love to know. Now, I wish the team wouldn't lean into stuff like the Emerald Tablets and the Thoth stuff and all of that sort of stuff. I want this to be as accessible to the mainstream as possible. Even if there may be some validity in them referencing this sort of information. We want this to be peer reviewed. We want this to be corroborated by mainstream science. And I think it would really help in that if they veered away from the more esoteric woo-woo stuff, even though, hey, maybe that's where it ultimately goes. But let's corroborate this stuff first. It's kind of like with the Nazca mummies. Dr. John McDowell isn't coming out saying, yeah, these are aliens. That's not his main focus on that. He's just focusing on the science of studying the bodies and kind of letting us speculate about what it all means. And I think that would be a wise approach to take in studying and talking about these subsurface structures, at least among the scientists. We can have fun speculating all day long. Yeah, but what do you think Zali Hawais is thinking right now? Anyway, it's still early days on all of this yet. We definitely need to see this corroborated. We need other researchers and other analysts to go over the data and corroborate this stuff. It could all still be a big fun nothing burger. We really just don't know yet. We've only had this one team look at it and provide their results. And as much as I love all the Emerald Tablet stuff, that's not going to help legitimizing this stuff. So, yeah, we definitely need corroboration on this, but this is so exciting. I want this to be true. This better be true. This is definitely the smoking gun that there was a lot more to the ancient world, particularly Egypt, than mainstream science will allow. Is this the smoking gun for Atlantis? Man, wouldn't that be cool, guys? Wouldn't that be cool? Let me know your thoughts about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below. I'm a novelist. I write fantasy and science fiction books. You can find a link to my latest book, book 1 in the Cosmic Road series below. Stange Lusk is the most feared bounty hunter in the Outer Rim. Has he met his match? Well, go find out. You can also become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.